It's Dave here from Amplify, and I'm talking to Eric Nally from Foxy Shazam. And
Hello.
if you don't know him, you should know him. So get to know him. So, Eric, how are you, mate? You good?
Not too bad, Dave. I'm doing good, man. I'm getting ready for Australia.
Oh, that's good. That's good. We're getting ready for you too. So, how'd the band come together back in Ohio 20 years ago? Just a quick sort of synopsis.
I kind of I knew I wanted to be in a band since I exited high school. That's what I had in my head, and I knew I was going to do it. So I just kind of set out on the city and looked for. Took me a while to piece together the right members, but we found each other through various local music relationships, and we got together in my mom's basement and started playing.
Fantastic. So when you say it took a while to get to find the right players, a lot of bands start from they're all in school together and they all know each other and what's that process like for a youngster trying to find like what's your vision when you're thinking about a band and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah. I knew that I wanted to find some good musicians and some good performers that could be on stage and carry themselves with a presence. And I I went to see a bunch of different local bands, and I was in a band myself, but just kind of like not with members that were very serious. It was just people that we were learning to play together, but they weren't really thinking long term about it. So I entered a band challenge, and I'll just give you an example of the keyboard player, the piano player Sky, who's still in our band to this day. When I saw him for the first time, we had both entered um, Battle of the Bands, and I saw his band up on stage, and he had a pinata, an empty pinata on his head, and he was standing on his keyboard, and I was like, "That's our guy."
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
Even if he can't
yeah.
play, the fans will come to just look at him. That's the go.
Yeah, luckily he had both, so it was good.
Okay, so you've done a lot of stuff, which we'll talk about in a second. One of the things that I was interested in, you disbanded in 2014, 15 for a while, and you were going to come back at the start of COVID, but COVID came and you come back in 22. What was that period all about? Like, why the disbanding? And because you were in the middle of just about to do a second tour of, a continuation tour of the US, I presume, I believe.
Yeah. We just kind of felt like we needed to take a break and kind of get re-inspired and get more, recharge a little bit. We never had any intention of uh, you know, stopping for good. It was always just kind of a break to kind of go our separate ways for a little bit and find inspiration in other places and kind of gather that and then come back together with that mindset and that perspective and stuff, which really helped in
Well,
hindsight. I think that was a very smart move for us, and
it's almost the
when we
basis of
came back.
it's almost the basis for consciousness. You've got to you get
Yeah,
conditioned, and then you've got to go off in the desert for a while to uncondition, and then you come on back, and you can have a sort of a conscious existence. So, if when everyone goes off
yeah,
and does their own thing and comes on back, and they had some relative success, etc., coming back is a decision, not just an evolution. So it's a more purposeful
absolutely.
sort of situation. So I think that's a pretty cool thing. How would you describe your sound? I've lost you again.
You there?
Yep. How would
Sorry
you?
about this, Dave.
That's all right, man. I'll piece it together some way. How would you describe your sound?
I would say that we're kind of I mean, I'm never able to put us in a category, and I'm kind of proud of that. I like to be genreless, but as far as our influences go, I mean, it's all over the place. I'm very influenced by early soul like James Brown and the energy of his performances and his musicians um and just like I love rock and roll, but I love it the most when there's real soul in there, and like Otis Redding is one of my favorite singers, and I just love that kind of raw passion that is truthful and honest. And I try to just approach the music that way and not really concern ourselves too much with what genre we are.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes I think that makes it hard for people to understand us a little
sure.
bit, but that's okay, you know.
Everyone writes?
Um, eh, yeah, there's the we start things off in small groups, but then at by the end of the done by the time the record's done, we have all been in the room together, and each record is different, you know. So
Okay, and also, I noticed you're in cinema or on TV as well. You got something on Superman, which is must be
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
must be pretty cool to have that as a part of your past, because you know
it really is, man.
it's sort of a different audience because it's not a music
Yeah,
audience that comes along, but they discover you, and it's like you're showing someone some gold when they're just turning up to find some tin, sort of thing.
yeah. I love like just kind of showing up in weird but cool places, you know, and just like at the end of my career when I'm long gone, people can look back and be like, "Whoa, what the heck?"
That was a CV. That was a CV.
Yeah,
Having said that, too, director and filmmaker James Gunn, I'm just reading this, has featured Foxy Shazam's music in several of his projects in the DC universe and has described them as objectively the greatest rock and roll band in the world.
yeah. James is a big supporter of Foxy Shazam. I mean, he's the reason, you know, he's turned so many new people, so many new eyes onto our band in the past year just by involving us in his Peacemaker season 2 and the Superman stuff. Like he's just a genuine fan of our band, so
Which is cool. Which is
I'm
cool.
yeah,
It's great to have
absolutely.
them. But objectively, the greatest rock and roll band in the world. You know, I can think of a lot of rock and roll bands in the world that would consider themselves the greatest. So that's a pretty good company. All right,
Yeah, that's nice.
your latest music is your 10th album, Box of Magic. Is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
That's your 10th studio album. It was released last
Yeah,
October, and it got great reviews. So for anyone listening
yeah.
that hasn't heard it, go out and take a listen. What's it about? What was it all about? It's still currently, I presume, the one you're touring.
Yeah. It was kind of like an like with each one of our records we I try to really envision something, you know, and bring it to life for each record and it's different all over the board of what inspires me for that particular record. And for this one it was kind of like I wanted like I was really inspired by Disney and like rated E for everyone. So just like trying to kind of, you know, genuinely cater to everyone and try to include everyone and not alienate anybody and just kind of like stay positive. Like I really wanted to stay positive and just have fun, you know. So nothing too heavy or serious with this record. It was just pretty much light and
Uh,
fun.
I've just picked it up. What are the tracks? What are the signature tracks you want me to listen to?
My favorite track on the record is Magic. It's called Magic, and then but I think Too Fast to Let Go is a good one. They're all great. Diane Warren, who's like a really prolific songwriter,
Sure.
she wrote Just Lovin' This Life, which is another one of my favorite songs. So,
Fantastic. All right. So that's what you need to listen to, guys, if you haven't heard the record yet. Okay.
yeah.
Any new music on the drawing board?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we always got stuff on the drawing board. I like I like juggling two albums at once lately, so I'm writing currently writing two albums.
And when can we expect something?
Definitely 2027.
Okay, we'll hang out. Okay,
Yeah,
but there's 10 albums there that I can listen to if I like Box of Magic. So I've got
exactly.
plenty to check out. Okay, let's talk about some of the recent and future events. You headline Rock and Roll rock and roller coaster tour last year in the US that went everywhere, and
Yeah,
Edgewater Music Fest in Chicago. They're pretty big
yeah.
events. How did they go
Yeah.
over?
Oh, the tour was amazing. We had like a freak show on tour with us, so we had some sword swallowers and flame blowers and yeah, it was every show was packed, and it was all of our fans just sweaty and close up and personal. So it was really fun, and it felt like I can say that we feel like the tightest we've ever been as a band, so it's just really enjoyable to play and to be on stage with these guys.
I suppose after 20 years you'd want to keep evolving, so that's pretty cool. How does it differ from,
Yeah.
long ago? I presume you still have the same intent. It's just that you've got a different
Mm.
experience, different amount of
Yeah, I would
experience.
say long ago I was a little less concerned with how we sounded, and I am very physical and energetic on stage, so I think sometimes I would let that take precedent over the music a little bit, which it was just uncontrollable and free, and that was amazing. We still played amazing shows, but I think as we've evolved, it's definitely become more of a balance, and I feel like we're finding a really good balance between, the entertainment of it all and the music.
That's cool. That's cool. So you've got a few dates in June coming up here in Australia. Only three?
Yeah, I was hoping for more, but hey, I'll take whatever we can get.
Okay, so that's what they organise. So, and where are they? Do you remember where they are?
Yeah, we have Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne.
So East Coast. So you're not going way over west, where the weather's been pretty
Yeah,
wild recently. Okay, what are
yeah,
you looking forward to? What can the fans expect? You've been here before, I presume?
yeah. We Foxy played there once a long time ago at the Soundwave Festival.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Back in
But
probably the mid teens. Well,
yeah,
not the
yeah,
mid teens, probably the early before you disbanded.
yeah. And then I've done a lot of touring with my buddy Macklemore, who I have a song with, and we have a song together that did really well in Australia. So I always feel very welcome and very well accepted, and I just look forward to the sun and the weather and the beautiful scenery and the beautiful people and the food. I love the food. Those little sushi
Yeah,
huts that
yeah.
are all over.
And
Oh
I
man, I
can't, I
look forward
can't,
to that.
I can't tell you the kangaroos jump down the main street because you've already been here, so you realise that that's not the truth.
Yeah.
Okay, if you could perform with any music artist, there's probably a few shitty questions that we sort of tail off with. A few interesting sort of
Oh, that's
things
all
that are
right.
related. If you could perform with any music artist, alive or dead, who would you choose and why?
I think I would choose. Hmm. Well, I would say Nick Cave because one, he's Australian, so I'm going to
Yeah,
give a
yeah,
little
yeah.
shout out to
With
Nick
with the
Cave, but
bad seeds or on his own?
I'd say with the bad seeds, yeah, for sure. I was going to say Birthday Party, but I think the bad seeds, they have my heart. As one of my favorite musicians and bands,
Yeah, he's
and
cool.
yeah, and
And he's unique too.
I love
He's a demanding artist.
absolutely,
don't get in his way.
yeah. He's his own thing for sure, yeah.
Okay, I'm interested. It's a stupid question in a sense, but I'm interested in your answer. What's the best thing about performing to a live audience? Now, I know that people say singing back the music and all that sort of stuff, but it's your occupation. You turn up there,
Yeah.
and you turn up every time, and you turn up to unique audiences in different countries. You turn up to feeling different. The band feels good, bad,
Hmm.
whatever. So what is it about
Yeah.
performing to a live audience that really you think is it for you?
I think it's like for me it's when I'm in front of an audience and I'm on stage, I feel like I'm it's the only place in my life I can flip a switch and be free. And I mean this in the most respect possible, but I don't really acknowledge the audience in a way because I lose myself, and that's for them. It's so that they can lose themselves as well, and we can all lose ourselves together in the way that we just are here in the moment, enjoying the music, and I would say that's my favorite. They give me that power. I can't do that when I'm in the grocery
I,
store or walking down the street here, you
that's
know.
very conscious. It's a very
So,
quantum experience. So,
yeah,
you all
yeah,
blend. And so,
yeah,
that's basically
exactly.
exactly what you're trying to do from a conscious perspective. Your energy permeates with
Absolutely.
other energies, and that's a cool answer. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done? Now, most artists don't answer this, so you don't have to answer it because most of them think of something that's probably illegal or something they don't want to talk about. But
Yeah, yeah.
I've had some that have climbed the Sydney Harbour Bridge and all that sort of stuff. So it's an interesting question if people have a reasonable answer.
Oh, wow.
And you've done some
I
crazy
would
stuff.
say, yeah, yeah. I've definitely been electrocuted on stage while hanging upside down, and the only reason I didn't fall and break my neck is because my muscles seized up and I couldn't let go of it. So,
Well, that's amazing. What's the one topic you can talk about for hours?
oh gosh.
I get some
I would
interesting
say
answers.
movies.
Movies?
Yeah, yeah,
That's it. That's interesting. That is interesting. That's interesting. So then,
yeah,
the Superman thing probably means more to you because you're a bit of a movie buff. So to get in and be a part of that sort of area with Marvel and all that must be really cool. What's the thing you
yeah.
like most about yourself?
Um, I would say my uniqueness, my uniqueness. I think I have a uniqueness that
You are.
I
You do. You do.
yeah, yeah.
And, and
Thank you.
it's always interesting for me because I had a mate that was a screamo artist, and he said, "Come along to a show." And he was really timid, and he really didn't have much confidence where he worked and all that sort of stuff. And we went to the show, and he was just over the top with everyone, engaging with everyone, etc. And you sound
Oh, that's awesome.
you interview like a really conscious, sweet individual. And I'm sure that when
Oh,
we see you on
thanks.
stage, which I haven't seen you on stage, but I've seen you perform live. It's an
Yeah.
experience. So I'm sure the guys
Oh,
will look
yeah,
forward to that.
yeah.
Okay, let's finish with these.
Cool.
All time or just current favorite album?
Oh gosh. Um,
People hate these.
I know this is a hard one. I would say, gosh, oh my God, my mind's blanking.
That's all
Um,
right. That's all right. Current? You
yeah.
listening to something?
What the thing that I'm listening to now most is this band called Super Wolves, and it's Matt Sweeney who plays guitar. He's a good, awesome guitar player with Bonnie Prince Billy, who's Will Oldham is his real name, but it's just a duo, and their music's amazing. It's called Super Wolves.
Well, we can check that out. Favorite artist?
Um, I would say Leonard Cohen right now.
The superstar. Favorite movie?
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber.
Really? You've just said you're a movie
Yeah.
buff. You could talk about movies for hours, and your favorite movie is a Jim Carrey. I mean, it's what's his name? Daniels in
Yeah,
probably a movie that's the only one that he's done that's probably different to all the rest. So no,
yeah.
it is a good movie. Favorite place to visit?
Uh, I love I love Spain, and to be honest, I'm not just saying this. I love Melbourne and really anywhere in Australia, but Melbourne's a pretty awesome city.
I think they were the most livable city for about 8 years in a row. So there's probably a reason for that. Favorite venue to
Oh,
play?
cool. Um, I would say there's a venue in New Orleans called Tipitina's that was it's just always had a we've always had a good show there, and it's got a cool vibe and
Eric,
good juju.
I could see you on at Wembley, half mic,
Yeah.
live aid, jumping around.
Oh my
Right?
God.
Could you see
That
yourself as Freddie? I think I could. I think I could see it.
oh yeah,
Favorite food?
absolutely. Um, Sushi and Indian food. Curry.
Favorite drink?
Um, Water. I like water the best.
That sounds good. That'll keep you healthy. Favorite person in history, apart from me?
Um, I'd say my son Francis.
Really? How old's Francis?
Francis is he'll be 20 in July.
That's cool, man. Does he tour with you?
Yeah. He has been on tour with us a couple times. We're kind of he's been working behind the scenes learning a little bit as we go, but he won't be coming to Australia unfortunately, but
It's a
maybe
that's
someday I'd
but
love to take him.
that's a cool thing because you have a kid, fantastic. They're great till they're about two, and then they're traumas till whatever. And then when they get to this age, and
Yeah.
you get to an age where you can sort of appreciate, you can really have a generation of experience. So I encourage you to do so, and I'm
Yeah.
sure you will. Okay, last
Oh,
question.
thanks, man.
Last question. Favorite tattoo? I can see some there permeating the singlet. So, favorite tattoo?
I would say I really like this flying pig
There
one
you
because
go.
yeah, it's a stick and poke too.
What's it represent?
Well, the four slashes, it represents my family, and the flying pig is a marathon that is in the Cincinnati area, which is where I'm from, and I'm a runner, so I've done the marathon a few times.
Oh, well done. That's a feat. WKRP in Cincinnati. Remember that?
Oh yeah, 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 absolutely.
The old TV show. Cincinnati. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm just about to go, but I've got to ask you, man, what's it like living in the bedlam in the Gaza of the world these days over there in America? It's fucking madness over there from where we sit.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not very proud of it right now,
Well,
but
I think the world in the world, was always a little bit standoffish, but I think in the last little bit, you're ranking about 130 or something or other out of, most popular nations in the world or most, so it's a bit of a tragedy.
yeah,
Anyhow, back to Foxy Shazam. Grab the album. It's a great album. Check them out when they come out here
thank you.
and we'll keep following them so you can check them out on our platform as well. Good on you, man. Thanks for your time. Thanks for chatting with us, and good luck with everything.
Thank you, Dave.
All the best.
Absolutely, man. I'll see you soon.